Hello. Welcome home to me. Welcome home to you. Everybody had quite an excursion, didn't we? Yeah. July 13th. Welcome to Today's Decay. Celebrating births and beginnings of everything important since the dawn of time. With 100% more Louie involved these days. Yeah. He went up north to a farm, which I think is like, a saying. A saying in these parts. But I'm saying it because it's true. He went up north to a farm in Peekskill. The Colbys. The only people to get Irvin Claw awards. Award-winning Colbys. Ugh. Anyway. Oh, and also Can't Beds Die. Spencer and Lorianne. While I was out perusing the universe. Speaking of the universe, somebody who was out of this world. In 1527 today, John Dee was born. D-E-E is how it's spelled. He was an advisor to Queen Elizabeth I. Yeah. I guess in like the mid-1500s. And so he had her ear, and he would whisper things into her ear. Not sweet nothings. Not nothing about it, but rather that the Earth revolved around the sun, and the sun was the center of our solar system. Who in the mid-1500s was thinking such thoughts? I don't know. He very much embraced science and was considered to be in league with the devil because of it. Well done, angry villagers, holding back progress. John Dee also built these automatons, I'm going to say. One specifically was like a scarab, and a couple of other like ancient machines that like moved on their own and did something or another that amazed and surprised onlookers. I was looking at like a past video I did for this, and it was 3 years ago, and it was really good. And I was like, man, I'm not gonna be able to top the amount of information I gave about John Dee last time, this time. But I thought, a good welcome home video with Louie would be a good thing. So what else? John Dee saw some celestial situation up in the skies, and it inspired him for some reason to think that it was now Britain's time to have that they were going to be the next Holy Roman Empire to take over the most of the known world. And so because of this celestial happening, he was able to talk Queen Elizabeth into the first stages of the sun never sets on the British Empire situation. So while there's some positive aspects to him embracing science and some of the wacky things we'll get to in a moment, there's also that part. So preferably don't conquer other civilizations, Mr. D. He signed his letters to her as 007, and he viewed him and her as their dynamic, that he was the Merlin to her King Arthur. So I mean, there was a lot of wacky things going on here, and you have to wonder what's powering them. Is this that magic mushroom werewolf scare in France or something? I don't know, no idea. He was also apparently at some point gazing into crystals and communicating with unseen forces. So kind of fascinating that he was so enmeshed in science and everything, and yet also well off the deep end too. I don't know. There's more, but I don't remember. I went on this very long tirade into one of these I did 3 years ago, and thought to myself, maybe I need to write notes for myself, my future past. Anyway, Margaret Murray, born today, 1863. She was a early proponent of women's rights, also an early Egyptologist. and then later in life wrote a series of books on witchcraft that weren't all that well received. But the earlier parts of it, I think she peaked. She peaked with the women's rights and the Egyptology thing, right? That's okay. We have to peak somewhere. 1940, Sir Patrick Stewart was born. I love Jean-Luc Picard. I feel like I watched like the whole Next Generation one summer a couple of years ago. It was like determined to watch the whole damn thing in order, and it was a lot of work. Those are very long episodes, and those seasons are like a lot of episodes per season. And by the end, you feel like these people are like your family. Like every time he goes for a cup of tea, you're like, oh, all right, like this is like I'm, breaking bread with my family or something. I don't know. I can't explain it, but I really enjoyed it a lot. Probably too much. A little too much. Yeah. Captain Jean-Luc Picard. Out of this world. Mike Ploog. That's the thing. That's the thing about Mike Ploog. 1940, he was born. A illustrator, artist who did a lot of 1970s horror comics, as well as doing the character designs for John Carpenter's The Thing, which is, super duper. And 1947, Jane County was born. I love Jane County. Was able to see some of her artwork on display here a couple of years ago. That felt really special. I've seen her DJ here. I've never seen her perform live. I love that segment in Lech Kowalski's Born to Lose. It starts off with just like her live stage show. A little bit later in life, but still like bringing it. And although I don't, maybe it's a social media algorithm, but I used to be quite a big fan of her social media presence. Really quite memorable. I don't know if she doesn't do it anymore, or just like the internet is not letting me see that, does not actively feeding me these things. But I will search it out, and I will play some of her electric chair recordings on the day she was born. And you see, folks, that's why we do this, because otherwise it's just July 13th. And what is July 13th if not for the occult, the Egyptologists, the Star Trek excursions, the thing from another world monsters, and Jane County. I don't know. This is another day with a delicious puppy dog. So here you go. That's us. That's you. This is today. Till tomorrow. Goodbye.